Hey guys, so for the past few years I've been reviewing many websites, and on a lot of them there were some mistakes that could be very easily avoided. And those mistakes are actually very common, and it's a shame because they make your website look not professional at all. So by the way, if you are interested in web design, in web marketing, and how to use AI to elevate your business, we have a free newsletter, so I'll put a link down below and feel free to subscribe. Anyway, let's get started. So here are the 5 most common mistakes I see in web design. The first one is using text on an image. It's a mistake, so here you have an example. It's a mistake that we see very often on the hero section. So you know the main section here, where usually we have our value proposition and maybe here in that case we have also the menu. So here, as you can see, the problem is it's very difficult to read. And it's a shame because if your main value proposition is here, your visitor are not going to be able to read it. So it's a very bad practice. If you have to put a text on an image like this, you can simply, put a square behind, like a black square or something, with a low opacity or something. Just anything that would make the text pop out. Alright, so the second mistake I see very often is having too many items on your menu. So here we have a good example. So imagine you are a visitor of this website. You see directly like so many items in the menu, it's going to be confusing. You're going to be wondering what you want to do, especially here, there is not a lot of space between every item of the menu. I think here I have another example. Yeah, exactly. So, it's the same. There are too many things in the menu. And here it's even worse because then we have some menu. So it's okay if you have many things to put in your menu, it's okay. Like it happens sometimes, like especially in e-commerce, for example. But then what you need to do is to really give a structure to your menu. So create a main menu with maybe a few items, so maybe, 6 to 7 items maximum, and then create sub-menu. The third mistake I see very often is the lack of a clear layout. So here I took this example of a website, so I think it's a cleaning services company. And so here, as you can see, again, we have the same problem as before with the text on the image, but that's not the point here. So the point I wanted to make here is the lack of layout. So as you can see here, we have some text on the left. It seems that we have a colon on the left, one colon on the left, so it's a bit of an extreme example, but here you see why is the content all on the left. It doesn't really make sense. You have the whole screen, so make use of it. You could have 3 columns here, for example, or simply, the content display more, taking more space on the page. And here you see it doesn't really make sense, and it doesn't really help navigating the website. What I would advise, don't try to go crazy, on most of websites, the layout is very simple. It's based on a 12-column layout, and just put your content on those 12 columns. Try to put it evenly, and try to respect, the human eye. The human eye reads in a Z shape, so from left to right and top to bottom. So try to respect that. Put your items, don't try to be crazy, just very simple, put your items in order of what makes sense, and that should already give you a more consistent look and a more professional look. Next mistake on the list is the lack of white space. So on the web, you have all the space you want. You're not limited by the medium. So Imagine if you printed a book. Here, of course, you are limited. You have a certain amount of pages, and you try to fit as much as you can in that amount of pages. On the web, you can have as many pages as you want, and each page can be as long as you want. So here, for example, this website that looks a bit old, but I mean, it's all right. But here, for me, the main problem here is that we have everything is compacted in this small page. So we have quite a lot of text and not many images, and just here a form here. So, in a more modern website, you could, just take the whole space and use images and, use more bigger spaces between titles and the text. And just by doing that, you will help your visitor read your website. You want, when your visitor scrolls through your website, you want to help him read the information and retain the information. If you give one big block like this, the user is just probably not going to read it anyway. So you want to, give a little bit of information, maybe show a good image or a carousel, or, just keep the user engaged in the reading. And finally, the last item I wanted to talk about is the lack of visual hierarchy. So on this example, on this website, here you can see if I scroll down, I don't really know what's happening. So here it seems that I have a title, so residential and commercial painting. Okay, but then I have another title which is using a different font typography. Then I have images, and then I have this. Is this a title? And then I have some text. Some other text, and this maybe looks also like a title. And then I have another title with another font. Here again another typography. It's it's a bit all mixed up. What you want, and the impression it gives me at least, is that I don't really know what's important here. So what you want on your website is to give a visual hierarchy. For that, it's, again, don't try to go crazy, don't try to go crazy designs and, I don't know, like very artistic imagery or whatever. To have a visual hierarchy, just use a single typography, just try to make good use of titles, so and try to be consistent. That's the most important thing. Try to be consistent. So if your titles are 32 pixels large, always use 32 pixel large titles. Don't try to change typography between title and text. Like if you know what you're doing, you can always have one typography for titles and one typography for text. But it's also very good to have like just one typography across your whole website. Sorry, and just use a bolder font for your titles, bigger font, and just stay consistent, and that should do it. And another thing is try to put your content in logical blocks. So here I don't really know what's happening, because here it seems that I have about us section, and then the section is a bit destroyed, like I don't know, there is some text here the text is center, here I have some text but on the right, so it's a bit weird. What you want instead is try to get one section with one title, H2 title or H3 title, it doesn't matter, some text maybe and some images, or I don't know, some testimonials or whatever, and then give some space between at the top and bottom of this section, just to give space to delimitate this section, and one section, one logical entity. All right, and if you do all of this, it should already help you have a website that looks already quite professional. As I said, you don't really have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to go very artistic or whatever. Actually, I think maybe it's even better just to stick to the basics, have a very clean looking website, very simple, and at least your customers are going to know where they are, they're going to understand what they're buying or what they're reading, and that's what you want if you have a website for your small business. Anyway guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this one. Leave a like, that helps the channel as well. And in the meantime, I wish you a very good day and see you in the next one.